welcome to our webinar Innovation Inspired Automation Productivity Booster section. And I am Minh, and I will be your MC for today's webinar. And I'm excited to be here with you today to discuss about automation testing. So at first, can you tell me about anybody here is a tester or software engineer or quality engineer? Because this topic today is about testing.
I'm tester.
Yeah. Hello, Miss Hồng. Welcome you to for today.
Yeah, I'm
And
tester. Hello, hello, Minh.
so yeah, Miss Hồng is a manual software tester. Yes.
No, I'm automation tester.
Yes. So we are very excited to welcome Mr. Sanjay Kumar to our webinar today. He is a founder and a creator at Selector Hub, which is a currently tester community over 230,000 activity users. So today we will talk about learn new method and tools to help optimize automate testing, sharing experience from experienced speaker in the field of automation testing. And the last is connect with the automation testing community of Sanjay Kumar. And now let's get started. Welcome to Mr. Sanjay Kumar.
Thank you, Min. Thanks for the great introduction. Can you confirm me, guys, if you can hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Very good evening. This is great. First of all, thank you, Sang and Test Mentor community for having me here and giving this opportunity to interact with you all. And today's session will be all about how you guys work on a daily basis. Like you guys do the testing, a lot of testing, write the automation script, do the manual testing, do the exploratory testing, and how you can how you are growing in your career. So everything in each and every phase we will discuss the problem and the solution as well, which you guys will be able to use right away from this session itself. And any selector sub user, CrossOrigin user out there? Anybody using selector sub or CrossOrigin testing daily?
Yes, please, Sanjay. Can you follow up?
Thanks, Sang. Also, if you guys have any question in between the session, feel free to put there in the chat session. I will be taking all those questions and will be happy to answer. Okay, so let me just share my screen and we will deep dive. And if you are not able to follow, or if you want me to go slowly, then please let me know. I will be more than happy to go slowly if you are not able to understand anything or anything from me. Great. Okay, so there is my screen. Let me know, guys, if my screen is visible.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Perfect. Cool. Okay. So let's discuss some of the initial problems. And so first, let me show you guys the installation of all the tools in single hand before we deep dive and see the session. So let me just quickly install all these products, all these tools, which we are going to discuss. So the first one is Selector Sub. So how you are going to install, just click on install here, and then add to Chrome, add extension. It will open another tab here, which will be basically another tool like Test Case Studio. So this is already added in my browser. So it is asking to remove. If I will, let me just remove it. And now I will click on add extension. It will get added. And then it will open one more, which is a testing daily. all will be very, very useful. So this is already added, so I'm not removing this. So these 3 tools we have added, and now let's get started. So Selectors Hub, why this tool is required and what are the problems it is going to solve or it is solving, and why 500,000 testers already using across the globe, pretty much in every company, and why all the influencers and testers, leaders in the industry recommend this tool. There are lots of problems like DOM, XPath syntax, error. How do you guys are learning about the DOM, HTML, web elements? Have you guys ever learned about the XPath syntax, errors, CSS selectors? Because generally, most of us, what we used to do, like we open dev tools like this inspect. If you are not using selectors, so in that case, what people generally do, they do Control F here and start writing the XPath. Let me know if you guys don't follow this process. If you're not using selectors, then you must be writing XPath like this. But here, if you make any mistake, you will never be able to learn what is wrong in your XPath or selector. You see that it is showing 0, 0. So, and if you inspect this element, you will never be able to learn that what kind of element it is. If you go to like if any element will be inside iframe or shadow DOM, if you don't know about the DOM, if you don't know about much about the HTML, then you will never be able to learn about those concepts. Like for an example, let's say enter email here, and you will see that this element is here. But if you do Control F and start writing an XPath for this element, which is /input, then let me again inspect. And suppose ID is there, ID is equal to kills. Now this is a correct XPath for like for this web element, but you see that it is showing 0 of 0. So now if someone who is new or who is learning automation, they will never get to know that why this is showing 0 of 0, even though the XPath is absolutely correct for this element. Even if we write the CSS selector also, it will not show any matching node. So because this is inside shadow root. So these kind of concepts like DOM, XPath syntax, error, CSS selectors, error syntax, so these all concepts we are not able to learn when you are writing XPath or CSS selector here in DevTools panel. And in fact, many a times you get the wrong information as well. So these are some of the problems. Of course, like we never realize the problems because we are used to we have become used to use the DevTools. We generally follow the like old traditional ways of doing the things, and once we become habitual of them, then we are comfortable with that. We don't think that this is also a problem, right? So that is where we will discuss that, and we will see that as well. One more concept I want to show you guys, like let's say if you want to find out all the links in this page, so we write /a, that is a kind of like XPath to find out all the links in a page, right? Anchor tag. But you see here, it is showing 82. Are there 82 link on this page? No. It is showing /a 82 because it is also matching this /a, which is a kind of like string. It is not an anchor tag. So DevTools doesn't show you always correct XPath match because it used to also include the string match. You see that it clearly says that find by string, which we never realized. So how can we learn all these concepts and get the correct information? This is where Selectors Hub comes. So here we have already added Selectors Hub plugin from the Chrome store. The download link you can get from Selectors Hub website. So we have already added this. And now where you will find it. So here in DevTools, you have the DOM on the left side, and here Selectors Hub will be the last tab. You click on these 2 arrows, and here Selectors Hub will be the last tab. So here you get this information. Now, if you inspect this element here, it will let you know that this element is inside shadow DOM, which can't be accessed through XPath. Use CSS selector for it. So now if you write this, it will show one element matching. But if you use this and write it here, you see that it is not showing anything. This is where selector sub comes in picture, which helps you with the correct information. If you would have written that /I like which we were writing the XPath, like /input, sorry. Here we were writing and @ID is equal to else. So here it was showing 0 of 0. While if you paste this XPath here, it will also show you 0 of 0, but just a second, let me inspect this element here. And now if you enter this XPath here and hit enter, it will tell you that region. It gives you the region, the information that why and what. Invalid CSS selector, XPath doesn't support shadow DOM. So now you got to learn about this concept that, oh, XPath doesn't support shadow DOM. So you will have to use CSS selector. This is where it will help you. If you make any mistake, like let's say you are writing any XPath here, suppose you are a beginner and you are learning something. So if you make any mistake, it will tell you that this is invalid or valid and what is missing, like close square bracket is missing. So this you can fix it. If you make any mistake, it will help you to learn like this is invalid, add tag name after /. This also let you learn what is wrong, how you can fix, and what you should not use in XPath. And if you want to see how many anchor tags are there, you see that here it is showing 80 match, while if you write /A here, it is showing, sorry, 82. Here it is showing 82 because it is also matching this /A. Okay, so these are some of the very basic concept which selector sub helps our testers, our automation testers to learn. And it helps in many ways. Like if you inspect any iframe element, if there is any iframe, it supports that. It gives you the sorry, it gives you the XPath for that iframe element automatically. You can also drag and drop the selector sub tab anywhere you want. So you see that it gives you iframe XPath and XPath and all possible selectors for those elements. You can also, this also works as a smart editor. So you, as soon as you start typing, it gives you all possible combinations of selectors. So this is how you can complete your XPath, write your own XPath, as well as you can generate also. Then there are many features like XPath healing feature. You can generate the locator page. You can generate the XPath with command and all that is there. Another best feature is, which I want to show you guys, which make it completely differentiate from other XPath plugin. So if you guys are using CrossOrigin, so just wanted to let you know that I have created CrossOrigin and 3 years back, I have stopped development and support on that. And selector sub is the new tool which everybody recommends and use. So you can switch to selector sub and you can use selector sub. That if you want to use selector sub, every time you have to right click on inspect, and then you have to open selector sub here. And if you go to the new tab and you want to use again selector sub here, you have to right click, inspect, and then selector sub here. Similarly, it goes with pretty much all the tools which you will be like all the XPath plugin. This is how they work. But in case of selector sub, you need not to do this. Now, like let's say you want to use it on google.com. So here you see that you can pin this to toolbar and just click on the logo, and you see that selector sub got opened here. And now every time, whenever you will open new website, let's say now we open selectorsub.com or any website you will open, this selector sub tab remains open. You need not to open selector sub again and again. So this is a very good advantage of using selector sub. And using this inspector, you can inspect any of the element and generate XPath and selectors, and you can copy. Then there are many other features, like you can generate XPath and CSS selector with your desired attribute. You can also generate the code, like let's say you want to generate the code for this particular, like along with the driver.find element command that you can do. You can also generate the locator page, like you want to generate XPath, like you want to generate the locator page. So just click on this and you start inspecting all the elements for which you want to generate the locator. So you just start inspecting and it will generate. Simply copy and paste it in your code. So that way it becomes very, very helpful. Then XPath healing feature is there. You can paste your complete code and it will verify all of your XPath in that particular page. Like let's say this you want to verify, click on submit. You see that all XPath has been fetched from your script and verified. It is showing 1-1 element matching. So this goes very helpful. A lot of time you can save because this is a session and I'm taking the webinar, so I might not be able to explain each and every feature in very much detail. So I will request all of you that there are tutorials available for each and every feature here in Selector Sub. Like let's say you want to use this feature, attribute feature, you click on this and you see that eye icon is here. So tutorial is available. Like let's say for an example, we are on this page and we inspect this element. It has generated XPath with ID, but you don't want with ID. You uncheck this and it will generate without ID. So this you can use. You can also pass the attribute name. Here, this is the code. You can generate the code like this. So here tutorial is available here. So with each and every feature, there are tutorial available. You can watch them. And here also at the footer, you can see the tutorial link. So it will take you to the Selector Sub YouTube channel. So there you can watch all the like video related to Selector Sub and learn more about these features. And they will save tremendous amount of time for you. One very important feature, this debugger, I really want to show you guys. Do you guys have any questions so far? Is my speed is good? Are you guys able to follow me and understand about Selector Sub?
So it's good
Okay.
for me.
Great. Good. Thank you. Just wanted to check. Yeah. Great. So in some cases, you will see that there will be some kind of elements which immediately disappear. Like let's say you are typing here something. Suppose I am searching for iPhone. And as soon as you right click on this element got disappeared. Right. So in this kind of scenario, how you can in such scenarios, how we can inspect these elements, these drop down elements. There could be drop downs like this as well. For this you can like where you are able to right click, that you can right click and copy the XPath like this from here itself. You can copy even without opening DevTools. This is fine. But what about such kind of drop down on which when you right click, they get disappear? So how can we inspect such dynamic element, disappearing element? For that, we have a debugger feature in Selector Sub. So what you have to do, just open Selector Sub here, click on the debugger icon. You see that there is a debugger icon. Click on this debugger and now make that element visible within 5 seconds. Now you will be able to inspect this element. You see that? Now drop down will not disappear. You can inspect any of these elements. So this is how you can use the debugger feature of Selector Sub to inspect any element which get disappear. In fact, you can also inspect those kind of bubble loader as well. Like let's say if you are on for a example, there's a Twitter. You see that such bubble loader also you can inspect with the help of Selector Sub. So yeah, so that is another feature. It supports Shadow DOM, iframe, SVG element. You can write the locator page just in like few seconds. I have showed you guys. Then if your UI got changed, you can verify all your XPath just in a single shot. I have showed you guys like dynamic invisible drop-down element, how you can verify. Another great feature which Selector Sub has, you can generate the XPath with respect to other element as well automatically. Okay, so there is a question before I continue. How I have used Selector Sub for web, but how about the mobile? So Selector Sub currently not supporting the mobile native apps, For mobile web, you can use, like, let's say, for example, like you are using this website and you want to use it on mobile. So this way, if you are testing your mobile website, then you can use selector sub here. You can inspect any of these elements and selector sub will help you to generate these selectors. But for native mobile app, currently it is not supporting. I hope that answered your question. Okay, so we were talking about XPath with respect to other elements. Suppose you want to generate XPath, let's say for on this page, you want to generate XPath for courses with respect to pro plans. So what you can do, just click on, let's say, selector sub here. And here you see that access XPath button is here. Click on this. And now using this inspector, first inspect the element with respect to which you want to generate. So suppose here we want to generate with respect to pro plans. So first we will inspect pro plans. And now we want to generate XPath for courses. So we'll inspect the courses. So here you see that this XPath is for courses with respect to pro plans. If you are on a if you're generating for some other element, that is also possible. Like you can generate the XPath with respect to other element automatically in selector sub. So that is XPath with respect to other element, access-based XPath. Okay. Any question before we jump onto the next tool? Any question, guys? Or shall we move on?
I think you have a question in the chat box.
Uh,
I think he already answered that. It's
I
just
have already answered, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. We can
Okay.
move.
Okay. Great. Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay. The next thing is what we as a tester first thing does or do when there is a bug in production. Pretty much we all do. That's a human nature, that we always try to blame others, that this is your fault. It's not because of me. This issue is not because of me, which is happening in production. Right? Because we do a lot of testing, but we hardly document everything. And in fact, it is pretty much impossible as well for a human being to document each and everything. Like this is a website, like for an example, we will do this button testing, this link testing, but it is impossible for us to document each and everything. We cover a lot of scenarios in reality. So in that case, how can we do this documentation? And these are some of the problems, like our daily problems. Whenever, like, let's say we are doing the testing of this page, and at any particular point of time, we got a bug. So if we have to file that bug, what we generally do, if we have to tell our developer that there's a bug on this page, so how do we do? Just let me know if you guys are able to follow me and on the same page, that yes, we all do this. Like first, we have to write the steps like this. Let's say open website, open this website, click here, enter this value on that element, enter value, something like that. So we have to write these steps to reproduce the bug. We have to type these steps in our bug management tool. Agree? And suppose we have a bug on this element, like let's say we are not able to enter the value in this. So we also used to take this screenshot like this manually, and then we highlight this element here, that there's an element, there is an error in this element, right? And then we share this screenshot with our developer and these steps. So this all process we do manually. And also, like, there's no proof of testing that we have done this testing if any issue comes in production. So how can we get these things done automatically? For that, we have Test Case Studio. This is a very simple, absolutely free recorder plugin, which will help you to generate these steps automatically as well as the screenshot. Like for an example, suppose we are here on this website or any website you can open, like let's say, I'm sure you guys must be aware about the Amazon. So suppose we are on this website. So what you have to do before you start your testing. So we have already added Test Case Studio in our web page, in our Chrome browser. You can add this Test Case Studio. All the links, everything, whatever I'm showing you guys, you can get it from selectorsub.com. Okay, so Test Case Studio we already have. Now, what we will do before we start testing on the website, you have to just click on the logo. And this is how it will open. And now let's start our testing. Suppose we want to search for iPhone here. We entered. Click on this, let's say Apple. Then, okay, that click was not happening over there. So we clicked here. Then we, let's say, click on pricing. And then we click on, let's say, this offer pricing. And suppose at this point, there is an error. Now, or one more step, let me do, like, let's say I have right click on this 1000+ questions. Now here is a bug. Okay, so how we will get the step? Now you see that again, you can click or on this and you will see that all the steps are here. We can simply copy these steps and paste it to our developer that these are the steps to reproduce that issue. So please reproduce this issue by following these steps. And suppose which screenshot at what point there was an error. So you see that right click on this, there was an error on this. So you can see that a screenshot has been taken and the field is also highlighted. So you can simply, like, you can see all these steps here is like for each and every step, there is a screenshot and the field is highlighted where you have performed the action. So you can simply like copy this screenshot or save this image, paste it to your developer that this is the screenshot, there's a bug. So we have basically now steps ready, screenshot ready without doing anything extra. And proof of testing. So suppose there is a no bug, but still I have done this testing. So I can simply download this and the test case got downloaded, a screenshot got downloaded. If ever any issue comes in production, I can always show it to my developer, my manager that, see, I have done this testing. These are the steps and these are the screenshot. Apart from this, there are many other features like you can add a step in between if you have missed any step. If you want to delete any step, you can delete that step. You see that you got XPATH and CSS selector as well. Automatically, you get the data for the test case, which you have used in the test case. And you can pause the recording. You can attribute filter is there, delete steps. A lot more customization is there basically. So that all you can do. If you don't want the screenshot for each and every step, that you can turn off. So many features are there. Here also you get the information, basic information, which is always asked to a testers, like what was the OS version, whether you were testing on Mac or Windows, what was the OS version, what was the browser on which you were testing when you got this bug, what was the browser version, what was the resolution, timestamp, everything you get it here automatically. So this is how you can use this plugin, free browser plugin, Test Case Studio, and save a good amount of time and save yourself from get blamed for any kind of bug in production. So this is Test Case Studio, guys, and this is the highest rated recorder plugin. Test Case Studio. Any questions or any feedback if you guys have, feel free to share it with me.
Do we allow to capture the request sending the step, or it's just the UI only?
Can you repeat your question, please?
I mean, I want to ask about the request. Like, does this allow to capture the API request setting per action per step? Like you just yeah. So
Yes,
you just
so it in the free version it doesn't capture the API request, but in pro version we used to capture the network API call as well. Like in the pro version, if you see, there will be network locks as well. Like if we do anything here, so when you see that locks as well comes in the pro version like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. Any other question? Okay. So let's move on. If you guys get any question in between, because not immediately we get some time, so you can feel free to put there in the chat and I will take the question. You can like we are adding another feature, like you will be able to record test cases in any language, because I'm sure like many of you must be doing the testing in your local language like we do. So right now this feature is available in pro version, but very soon that feature will be available in free version as well, that you will be able to record test cases in any language. Like in pro version we have this feature. I will just quickly show you. Under customize, you can change this. Like here you can change your the command language. Like if you want to record in your local language, that you can change. So similarly this feature is going to come in free version very soon, maybe like another 1 or 2 week you will get this. So that will help you to record the test case in your own local language, the steps. Okay, the next thing is which is very helpful. This is going to be very helpful for you guys from your career perspective, to keep yourself updated with all the latest software testing things, what's happening. So what's happening in testing, it is, you see that it is pretty much almost like impossible that we guys can keep ourselves updated with the latest testing trends, like what's happening in the industry. How do you guys get the like testing trends updates? Anyone, is there anyone who can answer me, please? Like whatever, like are you following people on LinkedIn, are you watching YouTube tutorials, following some YouTube channels? Any answer out there? Anyone, please?
Sanjay, for me, most of the time I just get information from Twitter and some of the newsletter from top companies.
Yes,
But I think
perfect.
this the good channel to get a quick update for it.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, that helps, Sang. Thank you. So you see that we generally, like, as I mean, that's pretty much I agree with Sang. We all do that. Like we follow few people on different social media platform, and that's how we used to get the updates, or we follow some of the companies or some of the pages on different platforms. But there are many people who will be available on Twitter. Some people will be very active on LinkedIn. Some pages will be very active on LinkedIn. Then hundreds of amazing authors are there, those who used to write the blogs on Medium, but they are not available on these Medium social media platform. There are many websites, those who used to keep adding, like let's say Postman is there, and Apply Tools is there, Catalan is there, Tricentis is there. They used to keep writing lots of amazing blogs on their website, right? So how do you guys, for a human being, it's pretty much impossible, like close to impossible, that we can follow each and every author. There are thousands of YouTube creators these days, and in fact, like YouTube has become one of the best medium to learn testing or anything. So there are hundreds of like YouTube channel on YouTube related to software testing, and they are creating amazing tutorial. But we cannot subscribe to each and every channel. We cannot follow each and every YouTuber or each and every author on Medium. So for that reason, to keep you guys updated, like what's happening in the testing industry today, what all YouTube tutorial came on testing, about testing, what all new blogs article came on different platforms like Tricentis, Lambda Test, Apply Tools, Catalan, or any like Postman, whatever you know, that all can be placed at one place, and all the testing related feed, latest feed, will be served to you without you doing anything extra. You will not have to do anything extra. That's where Testing Daily comes. What is Testing Daily? Testing Daily is a very simple app which will help you guys to get the latest testing trends, latest testing feed basically. So for an example, how you can use it, basically the idea from where we got this idea of Testing Daily. So you see that here, this is Edge browser. I'm not sure how many of you have used it. So you see that whenever you open new tab in Edge browser, you always see this kind of feed, which is a kind of like news. But as a tester, for me, for my career, this feed is not at all relevant. This is useless. But in place of this feed, if I will start showing you this feed, like what's happening in the testing, what new trends are happening, what new things came in testing, like this, you see that future of testing, these articles, these blogs, like what testing challenge is happening, is there anything like any webinar is happening. So this, if you start getting all these feeds at one place, isn't it good for you? So every time you open new tab, you see that this feed in place of that like blank tab or junk feed. And if you want to open your website, you can open the website. So basically Testing Daily is available as a browser plugin, which you add it in your browser. And then after that, whenever you will open new tab, you will see this feed. Every time you open, you see this feed. This is also available as a browser plugin. This is browser plugin. This is also available as a mobile app, which you can install on your phone like this. And you see, you can just like any other social media platform, you can scroll and see the feed. Any new tutorial, any new blog will come, you will always find it here. Like you see that this guy has written, created this tutorial postman interview question. This is a new tutorial from me from Selector Sub, like master to inspect, automate different kinds of dynamic and disappearing calendars. This shifting challenge is happening. So you see that today, like 29th of November, what new things came, you can see that, what new articles came. Then if you keep scrolling, you will see that like yesterday, what was happening, what new articles came on Medium, shifting community, any WordPress website, all those tutorials article, you will get it here. And then there are like lots of other features as well, that like, let's say you just want to see the YouTube, you can just see the YouTube, you can just see the blogs, any new things will come on Playwright, Selenium, all the blogs article, you will get it here. You can search as well here, you can bookmark, you can upvote, lots of things you can do, and it's absolutely free. Like in the morning time, generally we used to waste a lot of time on different social media platforms. So in place of that, you just give a 2-3 minutes of time to this app, and you will be updated with the latest testing things, and you will not be ever left behind. You can install this Testing Daily app right from here. I will hold on for a second. You can just scan this from your mobile and install it on your phone. This is available on Play Store and App Store both, and the one of the highest rated and the only mobile app available for the testers. More than 30,000 testers already using it. I'm holding it for 1 minute. You guys can install it so that I can also take a pause. Any question, you can type in the chat as well. Yes, Sang. So there is a question from Sang. Can you share more information how the new database is updated in Testing Daily? Is it updated in real time? Yes, Sang, it is being updated in the real time. So like every 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes for different platform, it used to crawl the feed and keep showing the new feed here. So like you see that here, sorry, in the app, in the mobile app, you will see the latest feed. Like just few minutes back, only few hours back, I have added this tutorial on YouTube. So that immediately came here. So generally like in 10-15 minutes, you will find the latest testing feed from the YouTube. Then same goes for Medium, and then different platforms. Like it used to fetch the feed from like Selenium, Cypress, Playwright, Postman, Applitools. Like I can show you more than it used to fetch from more than 500 plus resources. Let me just log in here. To see the feed, you need not to log in or create the account. You just have to so here you see that under customize, you will see the feed from how many platforms. Like Medium, we have 100 plus authors we have added, from whose feed it used to show the feed. YouTube, like more than 150 plus you testing YouTube channel we have added. For one person, it is pretty much impossible to follow. Then Reddit, Lambda Test, Blogspot, WordPress, Selenium, Cypress, Applitools, TestRigger, Prover, AxleCube, and you can see, like, keep on scrolling and you will see from which all platforms we are showing the feed. So wherever testers are writing, creators, inventors are writing anything about testing, we used to show the feed here. Can I subscribe to a specific resource, for example, YouTube channel, or no? So let's say you want to subscribe to a specific YouTube channel, that you can do on YouTube. But here in Testing Daily right now, we don't have that feature, which like let's say you just want to see the feed from a particular channel or few of the particular channels. That is not right now available. But what you can do, let's say you don't want to see the feed of YouTube, that you can customize. Like you don't want to see the feed of Medium or YouTube, that you can do. But any particular author or any YouTube channel, that feature is not right now available. Maybe like in future we can add that. But yeah, that's a good feedback. Thank you. Any other question?
So I think Testing Daily is the same platform with Substack. That's true. And you collect the more information about another channel like YouTube and Medium.
Yes. It's a like very simple. It's a kind of like, you can say, feed aggregator, that it used to collect the feed from different platform and just show the like their title and the link. And if you want to, like, let's say we are on this page, like let's say we want to read this particular blog or article, you just click and it will take you to their website. Yes, it's a kind of like, yes, you can say the daily tab. Yes, absolutely correct. Yes, Test Mentor is there. Test Mentor is there if we search here. So we used to show the feed. Yeah, it's here. Okay. Any other question or feedback, or shall we move on? Okay, so let's move on. How do you guys generate the fake test data? Like, let's say we have to do the testing of any form, login form, or generally we do a lot of testing. So let's say this form is here and we have to do the testing. And now we need a lot of thousands of email ID and password combination, name combinations. So in that case, how do you guys get this data? Anyone? Like, are you guys using Faker library? Or just writing abc@gmail.com xyz? Generally, we use the Faker library, or we write the data, this kind of data, on Excel. And how that is like problem? Yes, you can do that way. But like suppose that any of the library got updated, and it is also impossible for someone, those who don't write the code. It is quite impossible to write the code, use the Faker library, do the setup in the system, to generate the fake data, to generate thousands of email ID and password combination. Suppose you need the phone number, hundreds of phone number, anything like PIN code you need, address you need. So how do you generate that data? For that, we have this Autotest Data. It's a very simple app, single page web application to generate the fake test data. You can generate the fake test data just in simple 3 clicks. Let me show you how. Here you have this Autotest Data. So autotestdata.com, the website name is autotestdata.com, very simple. So suppose you want to generate name, phone, email, currency, and number range. I'm just keeping it default. Whichever format you want, you can select the format. And let's say how many rows you want to generate. Here, for an example, you want to generate 10 rows. Click on generate. And you will see that here it has generated within few seconds the data for 10 rows. 10 rows data it has generated. So like here you can see that name, phone, email, currency, number, and like this. If you want in, let's say, CSV format, just click on generate and it will generate the data in CSV format. You want to change anything, lots of customization you can do. Suppose you want the phone number with your country code. Mine is +91, so I can make it +91. Your could be different, your must be different. Here you want to, let's say, in place of full name, you want to generate last name. That you can do. You can edit anything. You want to generate the currency in any local currency, that you can change here. You can add data, like different data types, like let's say you want to generate the zip code, region, country, anything you want, that you can do. You can delete any of the rows, you can duplicate, lots of things you can. Customization is basically available. So everything you can done by you as per your requirement. By default, it will be generating email. Like let's say, for an example, I can show you for email. Like let's say this is email. So suppose we want to generate hundreds of email. Click on generate. It has generated 100 email here. You can simply download in CSV format you want to download, or you want to copy, you can copy. Now, suppose this is generating here @Gmail, @Gmail, @Hotmail, Yahoo, different domain name. But I want with my company domain, right? So here you see that you can pass your domain name. Like let's say I want to generate with selectorsub.com. We need hundreds email with selectorsub.com. Now you can see that here it has generated 100 email with selectorsub.com. You want with password combination or name combination, you can choose that. Like let's say you want password combination, you can make it alphanumeric. Give the field name, let's say password. Length you can decide. Let's say I want to keep my password length as 12. And now click on generate. It has generated email and password combination, and there you go. So you can simply export this CSV file in any format. Like let's say if you are using the Cucumber framework, you need separated by pipe. You click on generate and you see that you got this file here. And now you directly download this file and use it in your framework. So this is how you can use this Autotest Data, absolutely free app, to generate the fake test data for your testing. Any question on this, guys? Any feedback? It's up to you. There is no limit. You can create any number. Just that, like, don't enter the rows in millions, because then it will be because anyways this is a browser web page. We don't have any limit, but if you will, let's say, enter 100K or like millions number, then it will be taking some time and your browser might get hanged, because here it will be generating that HTML and all. But otherwise, like, you can generate any number, like 1,000, 10,000, that goes easy. Okay, any other question? You can download in any format, like you can choose the format. Okay, so here you can choose the data type. Here you can choose the format. here you can enter the number of rows. So you see that here, choose data format like JSON, XML, HTML, CSV, Excel, PHP, whichever format you want, you can choose it here. You enter the number of rows. So 3 steps: one, for the data type, what data type you want to generate; second, format; third, number of rows, and then download. Simple. Hope that answered your question. Great.
Okay. Can we add a new field? This is not shown in the drop-down list.
Yes. So let's say you want to generate.
I see that we have the drop-down.
Yes. So any field which you feel that it is not here, so in that case, what you can do, like either that the field which you want to generate, either that will be text or number or alphanumeric value, right? So in that case, you can add this, let's say text, and here you add, and now that your field name is, suppose, last name. It could be anything. I'm just giving an example. Then you property name, under property name, you can define that. And now if you click on here, generate. So here you see that email, password, last name, and it comes here. Suppose you want to add any field which could be a number, then you can add the number range. If that value is alphanumeric, that you can add as alphanumeric. Does that help?
Yes, Sanjay. I got it.
Perfect. Okay, so moving on. The next one is test case hub. It's a very simple, basically test case repository. Like lots of people are here. If we ask the test cases for, let's say, login functionality, I'm taking the very simple example, login functionality. We can tell, we all will tell some different kind of test cases. We are here, like let's say around 23 people we are here. If we have to write the test cases for login functionality, we all 23 people will write different test cases for login or any particular functionality. And for sure, we all will miss some of the good scenarios. We might cover some of the extraordinary scenario. So how can we make sure that we all fall under one roof and we cover all the scenarios? So for that, we have this test case hub, which is a kind of like test case repository. So in this, you will find the test cases for any particular functionality. So here you go. This is a very simple one-page, single-page application. Here you can search for the test cases for any particular functionality. It's a kind of like a Stack Overflow for testers. So here, let's say you want the test cases for login. You search here, and you will get the test cases. Now you can see who has written these test cases, who have reviewed these test cases, and you can select them and download them. These test cases here in this repository has been written by the community, testing expert, and reviewed by them. Like let's say you want for database. So you will get the test cases. You can see who has written. You can also click on this and it will open his LinkedIn profile. And you can also see the reviewer. You can see the upvote. So this is how you can get the test cases for any particular functionality. Yes, there might be not the test cases for each and every functionality available right now. So you can see the all available scenarios here. You can see who all are the people who has written the test cases here. And those who are the reviewer here, you can see them. So this is how you can get the test cases for any particular functionality from Test Case Hub. You want to learn more about any of these like tools, you will find the tutorial and like more about that tool definitely on SelectorSub YouTube channel, also on the tool itself. And if you have any suggestion, any feedback, you will find this suggestion or issue link in each and every tool so that you can follow. And thanks for sharing the autotestdata.com link. Every tool link you will find here on selectorsub.com. So let me just paste that here. So don't worry, like you have not missed anything. You will find everything here at selectorsub.com, all the tools, all the 5 tools which I have showed you. So that's all from my end. Thank you so much everyone for joining. And now I'm open. You guys can ask any question. If you have any question, any feedback, you can follow me on different social media platforms. And one request to you guys that please do write about review about these tools, and do share these tools with your friends and colleagues, because many of they might not be aware and might be wasting a lot of time in doing these simple things. So it can save a lot of time for them. Min, you are mute.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for your presentation, Mr. Sanjay Kumar. So I think it's very helpful for tester community. It's very have a lot of tools we can use to apply from our jobs. So anybody have a question, please feel free to chat with them or turn on your mic. So I think that
Thank you everyone for joining the session before you guys leave. And a special thanks to Sang, Min, and the entire team of Test Mentor. You guys have helped a lot in preparing the presentation and throughout this preparation of this session. Really appreciate.
Sanjay, I would like to know about the roadmap of Selector Hub. So what is the new feature that you want to release in short time?
Is this question is that question for me,
Yeah.
Sang?
What
What
yes,
did you say?
a question for you. I want to know about the roadmap, the new feature that you want to put in Selector Hub.
Yes. So one new feature is recently I'm working in adding in Selector Sub. Let me just quickly show you that you have asked. So you see that this is one of the most tedious problem and biggest problem. In fact, I always used to say that it is not possible to inspect and generate the XPath for cross-origin iframe elements. And in fact, that was pretty much always impossible. So I have made it possible somehow, and I will just quickly show you guys that how I have made it possible. It was never possible before, like there is no tool which out there supports this. And I was just doing the testing of this feature. So anything like which comes from cross-origin iframe, that it was not able to support. So here you see that this element, because this is a kind of like add here, it is coming, which is coming from different website, or for an example, I guess this is also cross-origin. So when you inspect these elements here, this is a cross-origin element. Now selectors will be able to support that as well, and it will show you the iframe XPath and that element XPath, which it was not supporting before, and no other tool out there can support. And in fact, it is impossible, logically it is impossible to inspect and get the access of cross-origin iframe. So we have made that possible. Maybe this week or next week I will announce the feature. I have already announced it actually yesterday, that we have made it possible, just that we have to roll out this feature. So yes, this is the next thing which is coming. And of course, like we used to keep adding a lot of new features and new updates on all the tools. So just keep following. You can follow on basically mostly on Selector Sub YouTube channel. There we used to keep adding all the tutorials and all the updates. Let me just quickly share the YouTube channel link so that you guys can follow.
anybody have a question for Sanjay? I think we don't have any question in the chat box. So thank you again, Mr. Sanjay, for your valuable insight. Your sharing helps us to better understand and how to use a selector hub. So I think it's very useful. And we hope that you find this in this webinar informative. If you have any additional question, please feel free to contact to us. So we would also like to thank our few participants for attending, and we hope that you found this webinar valuable. We're looking forward to see you at our next webinar.